This is exponent rules with division. And the exponent rule when you're dividing is to subtract your exponents. And here's the reason why. So if you have x cubed, it would give you this. And if you have x, it's this, of course. And so, just like with normal fractions, you would reduce your fraction, leaving us with x squared. And so if you subtract these, 3 take away 1, that would leave you with x squared. So you have two options. You can think of it this way, where the bottom number is coming up and taking out one of those, or you can just subtract them. Let's look at another one. We have x squared and y cubed and y5. So expanded, they look like this. Let me get my red marker. Alright, so this bottom x will take out one of those, and then these 3 will take out those 3. You notice I'm selecting the one with the least amount and canceling them. And so what are we left with? We're left with an x on top and a y squared on the bottom. So as you can see, it's still subtraction. We had 2 take away 1, which gives us 1. But over here, there were more y's on the bottom, 5 of them actually. So 5 take away 3 would give us 2. So again, you have two ways of looking at it. You can subtract them, or you can just cancel them. I like to think of it as you have 3 y's up here, and they're going to come down, take out 3 of those, so you're left with 2. You have 1x, it'll come out, take out 1 of those, you're now left with 1. Alright, so x cubed, what's 3 take away 3 is 0. So now let's see if you can do some of these. You can do it using the faster method, which I like to think of as just canceling, or you can do it with subtraction, but these are your fractions. So let's do one more together, because this one has numbers, I just noticed that. Alright, so the 2, that's 1 and 2. This x will take out one of those, so you're now left with a squared. These 2 will take out 2 of those, so you're left with a y squared. So on top we have x squared, and on the bottom you have 2y squared. And that is the final answer. So hit pause on your video, give these next two a shot, and then when you unpause it, you'll see the answers. Okay, so these are the answers you should have received, or not received, you should have, well, gotten. You should have. So yeah, here it is. I reduced the numbers and so on. And if you notice, if it doesn't cancel, I just bring it down. The reason is I don't want to forget it. And that way you have everything on the bottom, everything on the top, and these are your final answers. Alright, here's the next rule with division. It goes back to the other rules that we have, but if you have an exponent outside of parentheses, you must distribute it to every single factor inside of there. Anything that's being multiplied. So a to the m, b to the m like this. If you have a number like this, let's expand it and see why. So you're going to have to give the 2 to the 2, the 2 to the 3, and the 2 to the y, every single factor, and this is the reason why. So if you write it twice, you get 2 times 2, which is 4. This is basically 2 squared. You get x3, so that's x3 squared, x to the 6, and you would get y squared. So you must square everything in there. So you have an option. You can write it twice, just like this, or you can square every single factor that's in there. So let's try one. I'll do it both methods. So here's the method I prefer. This is the way you do it if you just want to understand it and not have to memorize rules. So if you have a square, you write it twice. That's an x, by the way. Over y, and you would get 3 times 3 is 9. X times x is x squared. And y times y is y squared. And there's your answer. The second method is to take every factor inside and individually square them all. So 3 squared is 9, x squared, and y squared. Alright, try the next one. So hit pause and give it a shot. Alright, and these are the answers you should have. So I did it both methods, where I wrote it twice, because it's a square. And then I also separated every single factor. Notice the same exact answer. Alright, now we have everything together. This is all the things we have. We have division, we have multiplication, and we have exponents. This is all our rules together. And so, like I said, I like to just write it out because I want to understand it and not memorize the rules. So I'm going to write the first group twice, and then write the other one. So all I did was expand it out. And now I can just multiply straight across. So 3 times 3 is 9. X times x times x, that's 3 of them. So x cubed. Y squared times y squared, that's 2 plus 2. And on the bottom, you have y, y, y. So again, y cubed. And that's your answer. Try it with the next one. You can either use the exponent rules or that one. And there's the answer you should have received, or I keep saying received, that you should have. So again, I just wrote it twice. Negative 3 times negative 3 is 9. There's 5 up there, 4 on the bottom, and there we go. So my preferred method is to always just think about it. How many are on top? Here. You multiply them out. If they're opposite each other, one on top, one on bottom, they're going to cancel each other. And so on. Oh, I forgot this one. It's 1. X to the 0 is 1. All right, thank you.